All right. Thanks for attending today's webinar, everyone. Today's webinar is going to be on 5 ways to get more patients to your practice. My name is Mike Garcia. I am the Associate Integrated Marketing Manager here at iMatrix. And today we're going to go over some tips, some strategies, some things that you can do to hopefully increase traffic and increase your business. So again, in today's webinar, we're going to go ahead and examine the 5 effective methods to attract more patients to your practice. These methods actually are a professional online presence. That is something that's very important. It's a good baseline to start off on. Social media marketing is a great way to reach out to current and new patients, as well as an HD custom video. Now, with that one, we'll go a little bit into detail as far as, you don't need a complete professional studio to come out and do the video for you, but as long as it is something that is professional in essence and something that will actually convey your practice itself. Keep in mind whether it's video, if it's any kind of advertising, or even if it's your website, they are extensions of your practice. Targeted PPC campaigns as well as search engine optimization for the long-term use. Okay, so when marketing a business to a local market, it is kind of easy to get overwhelmed. There is a lot to it with all the different mediums that are available, especially nowadays. And again, we're going to go ahead and break it down into these effective methods and these different mediums, so that way we can go ahead and see what some of the common mistakes are, some of the things that you can do to try to get out of those mistakes, and some of the things that you can do in order to correct them. Okay, so number one is obviously having an optimized website, an online presence. I know a lot of people nowadays do have websites. There are a lot of people that actually still don't have websites that I've spoken to, and they still believe a lot in the offline marketing, whether it's flyers, if it's billboards, radio ads, whatnot, TV ads. That stuff actually still works. I'm not going to discredit it, but in today's age, a lot of things, majority of the things are still they're kind of going digital, I guess you can say. A lot more people are using their cell phones. A lot more people are using tablets. They're using laptops. Everything's pretty much going mobile, and when people are busy and they're on the go, they want to be able to search for something quick. Usually the way it works with me is when I'm searching for a business of any sort, I am going to, basically look online and see if they have a website. If they don't have a website, in a sense, it kind of discredits it. I really think that having a website is important for my personal searches, whether it's medical offices, whether it's anything, retail, whatever it may be. If it doesn't have a website, it's hard for me to kind of gauge and understand how that business is. It's hard to see inside the window of that business, and that's pretty much what a website will do. It's a window into your business, so people can kind of see what the business looks like, what's being offered at the business, whether it's the doctor themselves that they want to see, maybe the credentials, maybe just how the doctor, how the doctor is, how the staff is, those kind of things. It'll have all the contact information, contact forms, anything and everything that you need to provide for them to be able to get a hold of you in case they need to schedule something or in case they need to come in and see you. Especially for optometry, I know there's a lot of people that are interested in not only getting their eye exams or whatnot, but maybe they want to see what kind of lenses are offered, or maybe they want to see, what kind of frames might be able to fit their face. I know I have some family members where they have to wear certain types of frames, and sometimes they can't even wear frames because it just doesn't fit right on their face, so they have to wear contacts. So there's a lot of different questions that people need to know, and they might not always be able to call. So having a website is going to be a great hub for that kind of information. So that is one of the things that is one of the biggest mistakes, is not having a website. Again, not having any kind of directory listing, which, of course, if you are used to having a yellow page book or the yellow page ads or whatnot, that's good. But a lot of people don't really use Yellow Pages anymore. I know Yellow Pages actually has online directories now because they even themselves understand the power of online directories. If you don't have an online directory, that's pretty much like you might as well not have had a Yellow Page ad when Yellow Pages was huge. There's no way to have people actually find out information as far as your office hours, maybe just quick info, maybe seeing reviews, how people trust you guys, how people have dealt with your services and whatnot, what's worked for them, as well as, where you're located. That's huge. Something that directories really base things off of is something called NAP, which is the name, address, and phone number, which should also be on your website. Now, the name, address, phone number is one of the three hugest components of it all. I mean, they need to know the name of your business so they can go and find you. They need to know where you're at as far as the address, and they need to know how to contact you through the phone number. Other tidbits of information as far as, if you are within a certain plaza or some kind of area where it might be a little hard to find you. Maybe there's not a lot of big signage to kind of see where your business is at. Good information to put there in the directory to find you guys as well. Parking info, what types of payments you take, if there's insurance accepted, those kind of things really kind of help in the buyer's decision. And then, of course, only having offline marketing. Now, again, I'm not going to discredit it. I do think that stuff can work. But then again, if that's all you have, it does leave a huge gaping black hole for the portion that should be filled in with the online digital marketing, which is the website and the directories. For those people that are on their phone, they're on the go, they need to find something quick, or they just need to find something where they're not at home, or they don't have any kind of offline ad near them, no yellow pages, no yellow book at all, then they're going to search their phone. And nowadays, of course, having phones be so high in technology where everyone has a full HTML web browsing phone, that's going to be one of the first things that they look at. So making sure that if you are still connected to that, if you're still doing offline marketing, whether it's billboards, of course, if it's yellow page ads, if it's anything like that, I still think that's a great way to reach out to people, but I would definitely kind of look at the difference between online and offline and maybe kind of budget accordingly. I definitely would put more money towards the digital marketing portion of it. So, of course, not only just from Google, but from a lot of other search engines, Yahoo and whatnot, and Bing, they have all agreed 85% of customers do search online for local businesses. There are a lot of statistics out there. I mean, it's easily searchable, but there's a lot of statistics out there where around 2015, majority of the U.S., I would say about, well, I wouldn't say majority, I'd say about a third of the U.S. is going to probably own a tablet. Now, it's just a tablet, not a mobile phone. Mobile phones, of course, they're everywhere. They're skyrocketing. There's no way you can find someone that probably doesn't have a mobile phone. And, of course, mobile phones nowadays, like I mentioned, are going to be able to be searchable online, where you can find a business, full HTML. They can see your full website. They can see everything. So, again, you want to make sure to have that, the online presence, the optimized online presence as well. Number two is not having any kind of Facebook, no Twitter, not having any kind of Google+. These social media sites are free, and they're absolutely powerful. I know a lot of people don't know what to do with Facebook. They don't know what to do with Twitter. Twitter's a little understandable because it is in a different format than Google+ and Facebook, but there are ways that you can actually sync up your Facebook and your Twitter account, so that way you can hit two birds with one stone. You can make a post on Facebook for your business and have it feed directly into your Twitter. That way it posts the same thing, which is fine, but that's because it's two different mediums. Now, there's a lot of people that use both Facebook and Twitter, but there are people that specifically just use Twitter and ones that just use Facebook. So it's a great way to reach out to both of them. And Facebook, I mean, it's free, again, like I mentioned, but there's almost about 1 billion people, close to 1 billion people that are actually using it. I read a statistic last night, actually. About 800 million users are just on mobile phones for Facebook. That's incredible. I mean, that's right there. That tells you that a lot of people are online on their phones constantly, whether they're looking at different things that they like on Facebook, or if they're looking at different businesses that they're following on Facebook. It's one thing to definitely keep track of, and one thing that you should have. And if you don't have time to do it yourself, definitely, we always offer those kind of services. But if you have someone in the office that is able to do maybe a post a week, I would say, maybe 2 posts the most a week if you want to do it that way. It's really not too much effort if you can at least be consistent with it. The worst thing is not being consistent, and if you're making a post once a month, the problem is the way Facebook works is with the feed, and not even Facebook, but even with Twitter and Google+, they're going to have a lot of other people that they're following, and if they only see you once in a blue moon, they're probably only going to have your business on their mind once in a blue moon, or until they absolutely need it. And one of the biggest things that you want to do is you want to make sure to not just get them in when they need it, but just to get them in, get that those recurring visits, and have them come in to get checkups, and have them come in, to maybe, get other things that they need or whatnot. It's something that Facebook is really good at. And not only that, you can reach out to them, but you can also reach out to their friends and family. So people do trust friends and family more so than strangers. Reviews are great online. Everyone looks for reviews, but anybody that gets a review from a family or a friend, a family member or a friend, will definitely probably use that more so than someone that's a stranger. I know I personally do take suggestions from family members pretty seriously. You know, I do trust their opinion, and if they recommend a business to me, I'll definitely check it out. I might research a little bit into it, but if they had a good experience with it, I'm more than likely going to have a good experience as well. And that's what Facebook's good for. So when people like your page and they follow you and they leave comments on your page, other people on their Facebook profile or on their Facebook feed will actually see that they had left a comment or engaged with your business. And since you trust them, they might actually go to your page and trust you and like your page, and then possibly, you know, schedule an appointment or want to come in. So again, it's free marketing. It's extremely powerful, and I know there's a lot of businesses that don't use social media. It is absolutely necessary. Even watching the news, they post Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. Everybody's doing it, and there's a reason everyone's doing it. So make sure that you have social media. And if not, if you don't have social media, at least try to create a page and think about getting one started, because it is very important. Another thing is not having any followers. Now, if you create a page, how do you get followers? Getting followers is a little more difficult, obviously, than just creating the page. Getting followers can be as easy as telling friends and colleagues. Now, there's nothing wrong with that at all, because what's going to happen is, again, like I mentioned, if they like your page and you start making posts and they engage with those page posts, then their friends and family will see it. And of course, those are always great referrals. You know, anyone that's an employee, anyone that's a colleague, friends, family, and they refer your business, I mean, you know that it's definitely going to probably be a good referral, because that person's trusting their opinion and they're close to that person, which in essence they're close to you. So it's one of those things that definitely, if you're having a hard time getting followers, I would recommend searching that route, those avenues first, friends, family, colleagues, and then from there it'll just start to slowly grow. And also, if you keep an email list of any kind of patients in your office, you can definitely submit that to Facebook. You can upload it as an Excel CSV file, and we have other webinars for that as well if you're interested, but we have a way that you can upload those contacts and those emails, and it'll send a professional one straight from Facebook, but a professional notification, like an email saying, hey, like our page, you know, our business page, follow us for any kind of updates, so on and so forth. And that will actually increase your likes a lot. We actually did that with our corporate site, you know, sending it out to different colleagues and to different emails that we had, you know, as far as clients that were interested, and they didn't know, you know, they knew we had a Facebook page, but they didn't know how to find it. And not everyone is actually really really perverse on Facebook. They might have them, but they don't really know how to navigate around because it's constantly changing, which is understandable. So this is a great way to actually help them out. I know my mom has a Facebook. She's not really that great at navigating around it, so this is something that would be good. If I can just email it to her, she can easily just click a button and it does it for her. Okay. And then the last but not least is, of course, inconsistent posting. You don't want to have any kind of inconsistent posting at all. You want to make sure that if you're making a post, try to have it so that it's on the same day of the week if you do it that way. If you find out that Wednesdays work for you, do it, you know, every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. Do it also if it's going to be, you know, twice a week. Try to keep it twice a week. You know, don't do twice a week and then the next week do 3 times a week, and then the week after that do one time a week. Pick a day that works best for you. Pick a day that you think will work best. And I know Wednesdays tend to be pretty good. Sundays tend to be pretty good. But keep your audience in mind. If you're posting at a certain time and you're not really seeing any kind of engagement, no one's really liking it, look at the time of the day that you're actually sending it out, and maybe the audience that you have. If you have a lot of a certain age group of people, maybe they're probably at work. You know, maybe they just can't view the posts and they don't see it until later that night. But then they have so many other people that they follow that all those posts just kind of overshadow your post. Usually Sundays are pretty good because any time on the weekend, really, I mean, that's when people are checking, you know, or even if it's after a certain time of the day on a certain day where maybe they're outside of, you know, they're off of work, that might work as well. So keep that in mind, depending on your area, depending on your clientele, you know, how you should be posting it. But the biggest thing is to make sure that it is consistent. So again, Facebook being one of the big hitters, it is, of course, close to about $1 billion people. I think it might have actually hit 1 billion people. I'd have to double check. But as far as 1 out of every 7 minutes is spent online on Facebook. Now, that's a little crazy, but that is true. I mean, people do either on their breaks, on their lunch, they do check their Facebook. And they are either checking Facebook, they're checking Google+, they're checking Twitter, any of those, and they're just basically seeing, what's going on. And, of course, on their mobile phones as usual. Any kind of case studies, any kind of success that you might have had, with any kind of social media that you might have had, definitely put it on your page, put it on your website, those kind of things. We do have clients where they've had a lot of great success with Facebook and had a lot of great engagement where people will leave reviews. You can even leave reviews on Facebook and say, how great of a practice this is, and oh, this doctor was wonderful with me and he helped me out a lot. Those kind of things people will see, especially if they haven't liked your page yet. That's, in essence, it's kind of like a review site as well. People will go to your page, they'll check it out, and then they see a lot of people leave reviews on it, and they can actually just decide to like it from there. All your information is there as well. As you can see here, we've got the name, and we've got the address, phone number. It actually will, it's pretty good, it's pretty intuitive. It'll tell you if you're closed that day, so you put in your schedule for, Monday through Sunday, and if you're closed on a specific day, it will say, hey, we're closed, like this one closed until tomorrow at, 2 p.m. So it's something that's really good and really useful. And, it is one of those things where if you do have some kind of success, if they do leave reviews, definitely say thank you. It does really matter to them. And the next thing that does matter, of course, is video. Now, video is one of those topics that people just kind of don't understand. They think, well, do I need to do a commercial? Do I need to go back on TV? Mike, I thought you said don't do any kind of offline marketing. Not necessarily offline marketing. Of course, this would be online marketing. It is on YouTube and other video sites. But keep in mind, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. People don't realize it is a search engine. Now, the reason I say that is because, of course, it's a statistic that came straight from Google, which, of course, I trust pretty well. But Google does own YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is the #1 search engine out there right now per market share. And YouTube being the second one, the reason it's called a search engine is because a lot of times people, when they're searching for something, whether it's how to change a tire, how to tie a tie, whatever it may be, they can look online, but why look online and read something when you can just watch a video on it? People looking to see how certain procedures are. Maybe they're trying to see, different things that have to do with a certain business. There's different videos out there they can actually see. I know if someone's looking for certain types of exercises or stretches or, something's wrong with their eyes or anything like that, they can look at it on YouTube. YouTube is a huge, huge search engine. And so having a video available about your practice just to kind of introduce your practice, just to kind of talk about the different services that you have, the things that you offer, maybe some kind of special offer is actually something that's very beneficial, and it will also pull up in the search engine results. So when someone's searching on Google, you have the possibility of pulling up video in that search result as well. So one of the common mistakes, of course, is either ineffective use of video or just not using video at all. If you're going to use a video, try to have it be somewhat higher quality than just having it on a cell phone. Now, keep in mind, a lot of cell phones nowadays are HD. A lot of them do record at least 720p, if not higher. I know a lot of the iPhones do record HD. A lot of the Android phones record HD. But if you have an older phone or if you're using a little mini cam or whatnot, try to make sure that it's at least a decent quality video. If it's poor quality, then people will kind of convey that as a poor practice. And it's unfortunate because that could be complete opposite, but that's just how people are. They look at a video, they look at a website, they look at anything that has to do, that's tied to the business, and if it looks low quality, they're going to probably feel like the service is low quality, even though it could totally not be, So you want to make sure that the actual quality is decent, and you want to make sure that you are up with the times. You don't want to feel like you're back in the 80s with the huge camcorders, the huge video recorders. Okay, so definitely it's something that's a little easy to get to if you have a phone, or if you know someone that has a phone. I mean, you can easily do it from a phone. If not, you can do it from a little, little video camera or whatnot. That definitely works. But put some quality into it. Put a little bit of detail into it. That way, that it's going to be a good extension of your business. And of course, not having a video at all is one of those missed opportunities. No video at all is one of those things where you have a website, which is good, you have social media, which is good, but if your competitor has a video and you don't have a video, then of course I consider that a missed opportunity. It's not always necessarily if you need it or not. It's more than likely, is your competitor doing it? Because if your competitor is offering a lot more than you're offering, unless there's a huge price gap as far as prices go, I guarantee someone's going to probably kind of consider the other person just because they have a lot more information. They have a lot more research they can do. They feel more comfortable with actually coming in. Myself, I'm actually a huge researcher when I do research for certain things, whether it's products or services. I hate being scorned. I guess you can say I've been scorned in the past with bad decisions when bad buying purchases and services and stuff like that. So I always want to make sure to research what I'm looking into, and it's good because it's not a waste of money. You know, you don't want to feel like you wasted money on bad service, and so people will research, and so having video is actually a great way because sometimes people can't. They're on the go. They can't read content. They can't read text about your practice. A video is a great way to shorten it all up. Put it in like a 1.5 to 2 minute video. As far as the video length as well, I would say about 1.5 to 2 minutes, like I mentioned. If you're going to do a little bit longer, put it into segments. I would put that on a YouTube channel. If you're going to have a video on your website, keep it at least 1.5 to 2 minutes. Again, that's kind of when people start to shut down. They don't want to watch a video that's too long. It's like seeing a book that's really thick and you kind of think twice, I don't know if I want to read that, but then you look at like a paragraph and you're like, okay, I'm just going to read it real quick. That's why blogs do so well because they're semi-short, they're fairly short, magazine articles, those kind of things. Okay, so keep in mind if you're going to have a video that's at least decent quality. But if you're not going to have a video at all, I would definitely look into doing so because it does help out. YouTube, of course, being the big hitter, about 4 billion views are seen every day. Again, it is one of those things that people do search on a lot, and they might even search on it more so than they search on Google, but that's definitely fine because they are tied into each other. Almost about 9 out of 10 people reported that they'll probably watch a demonstration of a product. Again, reviews, those kind of things. If someone's looking for a certain service, they want to know what it's like. They want to see what other people have to say about it. Results, those kind of things. Those are great to put on video, and those are great things that you can put on YouTube as well. So not only video, and not only having a website, but if you're looking to expand your reach, one of the biggest common mistakes I would say to waste your money would be not using pay-per-click ads or possibly not utilizing them in the correct way. And the thing with pay-per-click ads is it's a great way to expand your reach quickly. If you're a new practice and you have a new website, SEO or search engine optimization is one of those things that take a little TLC. It takes a little while for it to actually start building up in rankings, unless you're in an area that's not competitive at all. But if you're in a nice metropolitan area that's really competitive, like San Diego or San Francisco or New York or something like that, there's going to be a lot of people competing against you because there's probably a lot of businesses out there like you. I kind of think of like gas stations. They're probably all competing with each other. Who's got the bigger sign? Who's got the built-in car wash? Who's got the cheaper gas? Who's got the additives in their gasoline? Whatever it may be, they're always trying to outdo each other. So there's always going to be someone competing with you. And if you're taking a while to get up in the search rankings, PPC ads or pay-per-click ads are a great way to really kind of fuel inject your marketing to get some people to see your practice, notice your practice, and to see what kind of offers you do have. It's not really an exact science, to be honest. It does require some knowledge and skill as well as some patience. The only perfect PPC campaign is one that relies on continuous reviews and testing. It can be a cost-effective conversion tool if used efficiently, though. So, when you create these effective PPC ads, you want to make sure that you're doing it right, and there's no problem with if you want to test some things out here and there. It's actually encouraged that you test ads out. Designing landing pages for conversion, retargeting ads, those are also definitely essential parts of a PPC ad. If you're spending too much money with a low return on investment, that is something that is a definite mistake. Not converting traffic, you're not really targeting properly, there's no landing page at all for them to go to, it's just going directly to their website. Those things are kind of no-nos in PPC. Reason being is because, again, like example, custom landing page. If you don't have a landing page, you're just sending them directly to the website. Unless your website tells them exactly what you offer right there on the home page, and it's got a great call to action, meaning it's got an offer right there. Maybe it's a new patient special. Maybe it's some kind of special that's running for the month, some kind of discount for recurring customers, anything like that. They're not going to know what to do with it. And so what's happening is they went to go search for you, they see your ad, they click on it, they go to your website, and they're kind of all of a sudden just overwhelmed with so much information. Now, it's great to get traffic to your website, but if you're spending money on ads with PPC ads, you expect to get some kind of return on investment for that. You can get traffic any other way, and you can sometimes get it for free, especially with social media. But if you're going to pay money for those ads, I definitely would recommend having it have a landing page. And what needs to be on a landing page is something that's simple. You can create a page on your website and just have it targeted to that special offer. If you're going to have, 40% off special or something like that, let's say it's Black Friday special, we've got a special going on for the month of November, 40% off, and you can definitely do something like that, but create a page that displays that. It targets that. It talks about that special. Maybe if there's any kind of clauses, any kind of exceptions or whatnot, not usable on insurance or something like that. Anything that can offer some kind of information, and then possibly having like a form that they can fill out to inquire about that special. First name, last name, phone number, email. Those are like the most important key components of a landing page, to have a form. That way you can track it yourself, and then that way they feel like they are going to be contacted about it, and they can fill the information out so that they feel like they're locking in that deal. That's the one thing that people have a problem with, is they feel like there's a deal and they have no way to really lock it in. What if they don't want to make a decision right now? Is that offer still going to be available next week? Who knows? But when they fill out a form, they feel like they've kind of locked it in for themselves. So definitely having a landing page is something that is important for you. So the top 3 spots, a lot of people actually that aren't familiar with PPC ads, they don't realize that on Google itself, you're never going to have ads that are I would say like bad ads. You ever go to like a website and it has, you've won a free iPod or something like that, and it's got this flashing ad and it's just really annoying. It looks like like an ambulance that's just flashing at you, and it's just, or one of those things that just has a huge ad kind of streaming across. Google's search engine results page, or the SERPs page, isn't going to have anything like that. The ads that they're going to have are actual paid ads from businesses, and they're legitimate. So you can feel safe and secure clicking on those ads and not having it go to something that's going to give you like a virus or whatnot. Google does have a pretty strict guideline and policy when submitting these ads before they can actually show on these pages and on these sections. So keep in mind, it has kind of gone through a run-through from Google themselves before it actually displays on there. The top 3 spots in any kind of search result page, when you actually search for something on Google, they might be a little tinted. It's kind of like a beige, almost like a sticky note. Those are paid ads in the top 3 spots, and on average, it's about 41% of the clicks on a search result page are on those ads. Even on the right side of a search results page, you'll see some ads, and those are also from businesses as well. So keep in mind that a lot of people actually do click on those, but there are a lot of people that aren't really familiar with them, but they'll just click them anyways to kind of see, what they're all about. It's a great way to kind of just get yourself in front of the line, as you can say, when someone's searching for you in Google, Yahoo, or even Bing. So remember, spend efficiently. Don't blow a lot of your money out of the water in the first, portion of your PPC ad. PPC and pay-per-click is very difficult to keep up with because it needs to be kept up with and maintained on a daily basis. If it's something that you don't have a lot of time for, of course, we can help you out there. If you have someone that can help you out with that as well, that is beneficial. But you need to make sure that if you are on it, to slowly trickle money into it to kind of just test the waters and see how things are. Because whether it's keywords that you're looking to search for, or whether it's understanding how PPC works, you need to know how much it's going to cost, because it might be a little cheaper than you thought, or it might be a little more expensive than you thought, depending on how competitive your area is. Of course, if you're in a competitive area, for instance, New York, let's just say, if you look up an attorney or a lawyer in California, maybe $10 a click. I mean, and I'm not sure if that resonates with certain people if they understand how that works. But every time someone clicks on the ad for that term, if it's an attorney, car accident attorney, or just an attorney or a lawyer, it'll charge that person, the lawyer, $10 for that click, whether they want to fill out the form or not on the landing page. You go to somewhere like New York for an attorney, it's close to $90 to $100 a click, because I can guarantee there's a ton more lawyers in New York than there is probably, well, maybe not, but than there is in certain areas of California, just because California is so huge. But maybe San Diego, I would say. But as far as that works, I mean, that's something that you want to make sure that you understand how much your area is going to cost. And the only way you can see that is by entering in those keywords and then just throwing a little bit of money in there just to kind of test the waters and see before you put the whole bank in there. Target your campaigns as well. Make sure that if you're looking for a specific area, if you are in an area, like for me, for instance, I'm in San Diego, I wouldn't want to start marketing in Los Angeles. I mean, I'd probably want to start marketing in San Diego first. You can definitely target Los Angeles, but just to kind of, again, gauge and see how much it's going to cost as far as the cost per click, and how high the competition is. Definitely start with your own area, because you're probably going to get more business from people in your own area when they're searching for you. You might get people from Los Angeles. That's kind of a drive. It's about a 2-hour drive just to get people to your business. It's probably not very smart. So always start with a targeted area. Certain cities, suburbs, and whatnot in your area is always best to start off with. Again, I already kind of went over custom landing pages. Make sure you have something that is targeting that offer or targeting that service. That way they know that what they clicked on is relevant to the landing page that they're on. And remarketing is something that's a little more advanced in PPC, but the basic concept of it is if someone goes to your website, they click on a certain service, maybe they go on an ad that they saw and they just don't convert, they don't fill out the form, they don't give you a call from the website, they don't email you, nothing happens. Later down the line, what happens is Google actually, from going to your website, it'll install a cookie. It's a safe cookie. It's nothing bad. It'll install a cookie, so it's like a reminder on that person's computer or phone. And what will happen is if they go on to any Google partner site, which pretty much 90% of the sites that people usually go on are Google partner sites, any site you can think of. I mean, menshealth.com or engadget.com or anything like that. YouTube, of course, you'll see these ads, these image ads, and more than likely those are a Google partner or PPC ad. And so what happens is, let's say I go to your website, I don't fill out anything, I don't contact you, I leave, I start searching the web for other stuff, and even if it's a week down the line, I might see your ad pop up, or not necessarily pop up, but it'll be on a different website that I never even thought of. Again, like if I'm on like a men's health website and I'm searching for something else, it might pull up your ad on there because it's retargeting me. So it's kind of like reminding you. It's almost like getting reminders in the mail for, come in for your oil change. You might not get it right then and there. You might not get the service right then and there. Maybe a week from now you kind of see it a second time or whatnot, and you're like, you know what, I think I need to go in and get that checked out. It's a great way to kind of be repetitive and I won't say passive aggressively, but just passively kind of just remind them, hey, remember us, come see us, this is something that you were looking into before, are you still interested? And it's a great way to kind of get people to come back in. And even those that have already been getting your services, if you want to have a different campaign for newer services, maybe they came in for one and you want to get them for another, it's a great way to retarget them is through the Google AdWords remarketing. And of course, number 5 is comprehensive online presence. Common online marketing mistakes. Now, here's the thing, not maximizing your resources. Definitely, I would say when it comes to online marketing, you need to break some eggs to make some omelets. And I know that sounds a little cliche, but you need to probably put a little money. Now, of course, with PPC, I know I mentioned, you want to be a little frugal with it. You want to kind of like slowly trickle into it until you understand how it works, and then once you see how the competition is, then you can go wild and do what you need to. But with everything else with your website, I wouldn't skim on it. I would definitely make sure that if you are doing social media, that you have a nice social media banner, a professional banner. It looks really nice. If your website has nice online, HD pictures, the same thing with the video, making sure it's an HD video, that everything looks professional and business-like, because again, everything is an extension of your business. So you want to make sure that when people see it, they feel that they're dealing with a professional, that they're dealing with pros, that they can trust you with your services for them. If something's not effective or efficient, of course, you want to make sure to always keep an eye on things. You want to maintain things. There's never a set it and forget it kind of mentality. It's not Craigslist. It's not a newspaper ad, a yellow page ad. These are things that you definitely want to maintain. And if you see something happen with your website, or if you see something going on with your Google PPC ads, again, I mentioned you have to be maintaining it constantly and consistently. Take some time and effort. You need to make sure that it works, and the return on investment will definitely outweigh the amount of work that you have to put into it, because you'll start to see the business flow in once you do that, and you'll feel good about it too. You'll feel like it's professional, and when you look at your website or you look at your online ads or your online marketing of any sort, and you can look at it and be proud and be like, that's my business. If you feel proud about it, a lot of people will actually feel the same way. Lacking expertise and time, that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't do this, and that's understandable. I don't go to an optometrist. I don't go to a doctor. I don't go to any of them for their website expertise. I don't go to them for any other expertise besides the expertise that I'm looking for them or from them. And that's what's expected, honestly. If you have the time, that's wonderful. That's great. If you have the expertise, then you're amazing as well. That's really good, but it's never expected of you. I don't go to my primary care physician and ask them, what do you know about HTML? To be honest, I really don't care. I want to make sure if I'm going in there and I'm getting some kind of work done or getting something checked up, I want that to be the main topic. So it's understandable, and your clients definitely don't look at you in any way thinking, why don't you do this? You must not be a good doctor. Now, they'll probably look at a website that's not done really well and think that the business as a whole maybe might be that way. That's just kind of the nature of the beast of online, of the internet. That's just how people see it. But they don't ever think, oh, this doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. If you don't have the time or the expertise, that's understandable. There are people and there are services out there that do that. Of course, iMatrix does offer all of these services, and we have Google Certified professionals that do offer this. If you have questions, we definitely do help you out with that. Even if it's just a basic website that you don't have any social media, you don't have any video or PPC, pay-per-click ads, and you just have questions about, how does all this work, definitely can help you out with that as well. So there are resources out there. Google is wonderful for that, and there are people here as well at iMatrix that can definitely help you out with that. And another big thing is, of course, things change. Online marketing, even in the past year, has changed so dramatically. Keeping up with the times and keeping up with everything is one of those things that is a little difficult to do, especially if you're busy and you're treating patients, which is understandable again. So I would definitely recommend, if you are interested in something like that, give us a call. We can help you out. We can definitely help you out. If there's something that we can't help you out with, we can show you the direction that you need to go. But for the most part, that is something that we can definitely look into, because we are always keeping up to date with all the changes on a daily basis on what's going on with Google, Yahoo, Bing, and all the other big hitters out there. So again, if you aren't really sure how the search engine results page works, there's about 10 results, I'd say, between 7 to 10 results on a search results page. About 75% of those searchers, they don't really scroll past that first page. I personally, just because I understand, I'm a little biased, I understand how the system works, I might go to the second and third page just to see. But my buying decision usually stops on the first page. I don't really go past it, and majority of people actually don't either. They don't really feel like there's any point in going past that. They feel like if it's on the first page, if it's close to the top, or just on the first page in general, that it's a good business, that people go there a lot. There's a lot of people that go to the website, and there's a lot of people that trust it, so they kind of feel like they trust it too. It's one of those review factors, trust factors that people see. Of course, doing it right, the winning strategies, professional website, online website that's optimized for your local mobile search, as well as, making sure that you're engaging with your social media and your website, as well as, if someone is leaving a review, to make sure to connect with them and say thank you. And if they have a question or a problem, make sure to connect with them and let them know that you'll assist them and help them out. HD quality video and product videos, definitely, if you have any kind of products that you sell, to have a video, maybe a little quick video of it. Again, anywhere between 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes is fine. I wouldn't go anything past that. If you do anything longer than that, keep it no longer than 5 minutes. I mean, past that, people just feel like they're watching a television episode, and they just don't have time for that. Smart PPC campaigns to drive volume. Of course, if you're having a little trouble getting people to have traffic to your website, PPC campaigns are a great way to fuel inject that, to really get some quick traffic fast to your website, as well as to drive certain targeted offers to those people as well, and to retarget them if they haven't made the buying decision in the first place. And then, of course, advanced SEO and local market domination. Now, if you want to dominate your market, doing not just locally, but also when you have the advanced SEO portion of it is when you make sure that along with the PPC and the quick traffic to your website, the advanced SEO or the search engine optimization is a long-term thing where over time, your website will start to grow up in the rankings and slowly become #1. And the difference between SEO and PPC is that PPC you can start quickly and you can pretty much probably get on the first page fairly quickly because you're paying for it. If you stop paying for it, they're just going to remove your ad and it's not going to show anymore. Whereas SEO is a long-term thing. Of course, it's slow. Once you get to the first page or once you start to see your rankings go higher, let's say you stop doing things with your website, it's going to slowly start going down in ranking, but it's not going to remove quickly like PPC. So it's one of those things that have a little more longevity. It's a little more of a sticky factor. And using both of those, PPC and SEO, in tandem, in combination, is something that's extremely powerful because they'll see your ads and they'll be targeted from different websites as well, and then they'll also see you when they're searching for you as well. Okay, so what I want to do is have a little bit of a question and answer section. If you have questions, feel free to let us know. We do offer all of these services. We are a Google Certified partner as a company in whole, as well as each one of our account managers are Google Certified individuals for PPC and AdWords. We do the social media as well with the social media management and online marketing for your website and your business. So if you have any questions, we can definitely help you out. We'll give you a one-on-one personal online marketing consultation and see what fits you best for your budget. If it's something that you just want to do PPC ads, we can definitely do that. If you just want to do social media, or even if you just need a website, we can definitely help to see what works best for you. So if you do have any kind of questions, definitely feel free to ask them in the question and answer module. If there's any portion of this that maybe you came in late towards, we do have this recorded. I will have it on our YouTube channel, which I'm going to email to everyone that has registered, whether they attended or not. If you have any colleagues, you can also forward it off to them and let them know about it, and anything that they have questions about, we'll be more than happy to answer. So I'll leave a few more minutes if anyone has any questions, but I did want to say thanks for everyone attending this webinar today. And of course, if you have any other questions that aren't pertaining to this webinar, feel free to let us know and we'll have someone contact you, or you can give us a call at 1-800-IMATRIX.